Tamara here, and let's talk about a little NaNoPrep. If you've been around here for a little bit, then you know I'm not the biggest person for outlining and doing a lot of preparation before I start a rough draft. I have the heart of a pantser or a discovery writer. That means that I like writing best when I just kind of throw myself into it and just work my way through. However, that makes for a super messy editing project. And whatever I write for NaNoWriMo, I want to edit it afterwards and make a thing that goes out into the world. Because of that, I want to take my outlining to a different level. Last year, I tried a 7-point outline, and though it was okay, it still didn't quite work. So this year I'm going to try something different. I know that today it's October 18th and it's not that far away from November 1st. However, I also know that there are people on the other side of this screen who are like me, who haven't done any of this yet and who are trying to figure it out. And there's also people who just like to hear about how other people do what they do. So this is from me to you. And please let me know in the downstairs, how do you decide on your ideas and what you're going to write next? But before I get into it, let's do a little housekeeping. Number one, speaking of NaNoPrep, it is October, which is hashtag Project WriteTube, the most fun project I've probably ever have done. And this year is no different. This is the third year in a row, and oh my gosh, these writers are awesome, and they are dropping so many gems and personal anecdotes and advice for you guys to pick up and learn from. And I really hope that you check out the playlist that'll be up in the floating eye and in the description. Also, at the end of the week, I do a wrap-up video. Please check them out. I'm doing stuff a little different this year. I'm trying it out. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm learning how to do like Halloween makeup, kinda. So if you want to check that out, please do. Number two, this Project WriteTube crew, we are doing a giveaway and it ends well enough on November 1st. I'm going to leave that link in the description. There's a crap ton of books for one lucky winner. That winner could be you. Please, by all means, try to win. The third thing is today, Amy and I were going to be doing our third quarter wrap up for our goals, our live stream that we do quarterly, as by the name. Due to some conflicts in scheduling, we're going to have to postpone it until next week. I will let you know as soon as we decide on the next date. So stay tuned for that, and I very much appreciate your patience. Now let's get into this video. So NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, where people all over the world are going to be trying to write 50,000 words in 30 days. Probably on one novel, but sometimes multiple pieces, and it could be basically anything you want. The world is your oyster. Sop it up. That didn't make sense. Moving on. So how do you decide? How do you choose your NaNoWriMo idea? So let me tell you what I did. First, I grabbed one of my notepads because y'all know I have all of them, and I wrote down my choices. So what were the things that were foremost in my mind, stories that I wanted to tell? Because of course I have a crap ton of stories I'd like to talk about. However, you only got so much time and you gotta figure out which one goes first, yeah? So here were my top three. Number one, a spin-off from characters from Blood Roses and Honeysuckles. Number two, a cozy mystery that I've been thinking about for a few months. And number three, 2 to 3 novellas done throughout the month that I would end up making into a collection. So first, I did that. And then I had to think, okay, are these ideas interesting to me. 2, are these ideas novel worthy? Do they have characters, some subplots? Will it be long enough to make it into a novel? Well, other than the novellas, but would the novellas be long enough to make it into like a short collection? If you can hear, it's raining outside. It's been raining all day and I'm living. I love the rain. Will I have enough time to develop it and to work on it? Because if it's something that's going to be incredibly intricate, I don't want to just rush into it for Nano as a Nano project and then later on have to do a crazy amount of editing. That balance between being something with some complicated tendencies, some subplots and such, but not like a space opera where I have a bunch of different threads I'm going to have to tangle together. After I thought about those things, then I thought about pros and cons for each. For instance, with the Blood Roses spinoff, which doesn't have a name. The pro, I'm very familiar with the characters. Con, I've started this storyline before, so this would be a rewrite because I don't like what I wrote before. And I did a rewrite last year with Blood Roses and Honeysuckles, and do I really want to do that again? A pro and a con. I've been in this universe, I've been writing in this world for months, literally actually over a year. I'm definitely able to still access that world, that universe, that town pretty easily, but I'm kind of tired of living there, if that makes sense. Like, my brain has been living there for a long time. After I thought about the pros and cons of each of my 3 choices, I decided pretty quickly that I didn't want to do the novella thing. I prefer to have a novella that I'm working on side by side with a novel, so that when I'm kind of stuck on the novel, I can go and maybe spout some words on this novella, because I want to get back to working on more than one project at a time. I've been focusing on editing Blood Roses and Honeysuckles solely, and I really think that that has damaged my productivity, because when I hit a roadblock, then I'm just stuck and I'm not working on something else. So I'm like just concentrated and going over and over and over and obsessing about this thing when I could best utilize some of that energy in working on something else and then coming back to it later and then working on the thing. Does that make sense? The third one was out. And then the first one, I have found that I'm struggling to finish the edits for Blood Roses and Honeysuckles, and I think it's just because I have been so immersed in this world, and I am starting to get just a little bit, I wouldn't say bored, but I want to work on something new. I want to work on something totally new that I haven't thought of before in an in-depth way. And that's why I'm going to go with number 2, the cozy mystery. I'm very excited to start on this. I have not written a cozy mystery before. I have read a ton of cozy mysteries. In fact, I'm going to do a video that'll be coming out soon where I give you a wrap up of all of the cozy mysteries that I've read in the past few months, which is quite a few. But I really think that utilizing this new setting, it's going to be a town that is not far from where Blood Roses and Honeysuckles is. So it's going to be another small town in West Virginia, but it's going to have a totally different vibe, probably different cast of characters. Maybe one like side character will kind of cross over, because that happens in small town West Virginia. You know, people kind of go here and there. But I'm really, really excited to start this new story. I feel like I can at least get a very good base down for the story in a 30-day time period with over 50,000 words. That's my plan. I don't have a name for it, and I'm not going to try to name it. At this point, I don't really like to name things immediately. I prefer to write stuff and then for the name to be kind of organic. So no name. It's just cozy mystery. I'm very excited about it. Let me know down in the comments, are you doing NaNoWriMo, and do you know what you're writing about? And if you are having trouble deciding which idea to pick, hopefully this helped. A side note, if you're having a problem finding ideas, look through any old notes that you've written, look through any old stories that you've written that have characters that you really liked. You know, just steal one of those characters and build a story around that. Check out any news articles that are interesting. Sometimes I'll find a story from a news article and it'll just spark something and I'll want to build around that. If there's something that's happened in your past, or in your past, or a friend's past, or whatever, that you think that you could take that idea and kind of run with it, do so. And don't be afraid to experiment. I think that's the best part of NaNoWriMo, is that it kind of gives you that guideline of you're going to write X amount of words during this month, but also gives you some flexibility and gives you some latitude. You can play, have fun. So let me know down in the comments below. Are you doing NaNoWriMo? Have you chosen your idea? And if you'd like, let me know what that idea is. I have my profile in the description, so please add me on Nano and I'll add you back, along with all of my other links and yada yada yadas. All that's in the downstairs. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.